Morning. We're starting out with some cloud cover and very warm temperatures. It's already 65 degrees in Springfield on southerly winds sustained at 13 miles per hour. It's 61 in Branson, 62 in Monette, and 64 in Fort Leonard Wood. Dew points are increasing this morning. They're starting to get through the 50s, and as they get towards that 60-degree mark today, that's when it starts to feel a little bit sticky on that muggy meter, and that's going to be important in fueling storms on the overnight tonight. We're dry through the day today, mostly cloudy and 79 degrees by dismissal, breezy and warm. As these storms arrive overnight, we do have a slight risk for severe weather in the yellow. That means that some of these storms will likely be strong and severe on the overnight tonight, mainly looking at large hail, damaging winds, and some localized flooding concerns. I also cannot rule out an isolated tornado, especially for this north and west corner of the area here. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Hour by hour, we're looking at clouds and temperatures in the 70s through the day today, but dry. The storms start to arrive by 10 o'clock tonight to the north and west, push towards Springfield by midnight with that severe threat, and then push to the south and east by tomorrow morning. We'll have a couple of sprinkles linger tomorrow afternoon with the clouds. Again, storms arrive by 10 o'clock to the north and west. That's severe timing from midnight to 6 a.m. with a threat for wind, hail, an isolated tornado, and some locally heavy rain. Joe, Lauren.
All right, Elisa, thanks. Well, with the warmer weather, you might have seen some more people out riding their bikes. Every year, the Springfield Police Department says it sees accidents involving both cyclists and drivers because people are not fully aware of what the laws are. The department and the city say the most important message is to be mindful of one another on the road. And some facts to clarify: bikers have the same rights as the vehicles and should be considered a car on the roads. But if there is a bike lane, they should use that unless making a left turn. Helmets are not required by law, but highly recommended. And using your cell phone is not against the law, but it is discouraged.
It's nice and it starts to warm up and we see a lot more people out on the road, so this would be the prime time of the year that we'd really want to stress bicycle safety.
It works best if we all treat each other with respect. Always remember that the cars are bigger than you are, so it's more important to be alive than to be right sometimes.
There's also a map on the city's website of where bike lanes are located. You can find that link on our website, ozarksfirst.com. And beginning this summer, cyclists in Arkansas will have new rules of the road.
That's right. That's where we check in with Hannah Zettel, who explains a little more for us.
Well, good morning, Lauren and Joe. Bicyclists will soon be able to ride easier as they make their way through motorist traffic. Governor Asa Hutchinson has signed a law allowing those riding bikes to treat stop signs as yield signs and red lights as stop signs. Arkansas draws in many cyclists, and with the warm season upon us, motorists will notice an uptick in the number of bikes they share the roads with. The law is intended to keep traffic moving and make traveling easier for cyclists. Officials say bike riders will still need to pay attention to their surroundings.
You still need to abide by the laws. You need to drive on the right side of the road, and watch traffic and be aware of what traffic's doing.
It's always a cyclist's responsibility to make sure there's no cars and that they're not putting themselves in danger, but I don't think there's going to be any problem with it.
The new law for bicyclists will go into effect in Arkansas on July 1st.
And Hannah Zettel this morning, thank you for the update. Some more local news for you. The Bass Pro Shops half and full marathon is coming up in November. If you want to run, but maybe you're not sure where to start, Cox Health is trying to help you. This is video of last year's run through Springfield. A lot of participants, of course. If you want to join in, former Olympian Jeff Galloway will lead runners through his training program starting next week. He kicks it off with a speech on April 24th to get things moving. There is a fee for the program, though. If you want more information, this number is on your screen that you can call 417-269-3282.
The host of the hit TV show on A&E, Hoarders, was in Springfield yesterday at the Oasis Center, teaching a class on how to overcome the problem of hoarding. Matt Paxton says it's a mental disorder, and after 15 years of seeing hoarded homes, he says therapy, compassion, and cleaning are the only ways to stop. 5% of the country struggles with the issue, and it may be people you'd never suspect. He says nurses, teachers, and social workers are the most likely to be hoarders because they've usually experienced personal trauma like death or maybe divorce and are putting their self-worth into stuff.
Best way to start cleaning out a hoard is one item at a time. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Same thing with the hoard. Don't try to clean the whole house in a weekend. Do 10 minutes a night, very slowly, very carefully. If at all possible, you want the person to be in therapy and slowly cleaning. If they won't do the therapy, it's rare that it'll actually stick.
Moving on now to some medical coverage. A three-part series on opioid abuse began last night at the Midtown Carnegie Library branch. It's an effort from the pharmacy program at MSU and community partnership at the Ozarks. Since 1999, overdose deaths have quadrupled in Greene County, and the average first-use age is 11 years old. Pharmacy student Amelia Godfrey says to only take opioids for what's been prescribed, properly dispose of medications, and have a conversation with children on how damaging drugs can be.
Their children are learning about medications, prescription or otherwise, from their friends and from other people, from the internet. And what we want them to take away from this is that if you model safe medication practices for your children, that is the lasting impact that they will have.
There are two more presentations in this series. One is Saturday on the 20th. You can learn about medication safety for older adults, and another on the 23rd. More information about how to attend these on ozarksfirst.com.
And Branson is attempting to decrease its number of overdose deaths in the area. Agencies have come together to create the Overdose Response Team. It provides people with information on harm reduction and overdose prevention, as well as treatment and detox resources. People who are active in addiction may receive naloxone kits that could save their lives in the event of an overdose. Communities that have teams similar to this say they're already seeing a decrease in overdoses.
Moving on to some political news for you. The Missouri Supreme Court voted to uphold Governor Parsons' decision to appoint Mike Kehoe as lieutenant governor. The vote was 5-2. Kehoe was appointed to the spot after former Governor Eric Greitens resigned last June. The Missouri Democratic Party and a man named Darrell Cope sued in protest of Kehoe's appointment, but the Supreme Court ruled that the governor does have the authority to appoint a lieutenant governor in the event of a vacancy.
It's your right to know this morning that fake $100 bills were being passed around Nixa High School yesterday. A school official says the issue has been handled, but that not all of the fake bills were collected. Nixa schools are now encouraging the public to double-check any $100 bills that they come across.
Moving on around the Ozarks now this morning. From 9 a.m. to 2 at the E-Plex, the third annual Build My Future Construction Showcase will take place. This is an event organized by the Build My Future Collaborative in partnership with several local partners like the City of Springfield and Home Builders Association. This year's event will be one of the largest of its kind, over 2,700 high school students attending, ribbon cutting and all, kicking off things with local sponsors there.
And WonderWorks is an indoor amusement park for the mind coming to Branson later this year, but they're already getting started providing schools in the area with STEM educational programs. Beginning this week, WonderWorks will take some of their interactive lessons to schools in Branson and Hollister. It gives students a hands-on opportunity to learn about STEM subjects. The lessons will be taken to schools and include a lesson on the principles of pressure and one on fingerprints. Let's take a look at what's coming up after Daybreak.
I'm John Dickerson. Coming up, an app can help you find someone to walk your dog, but some owners say the walkers are not safe. That story coming up on CBS This Morning.
And one thing that we'll also likely see on CBS This Morning trending right now, a very big story nationally, is that schools in the Denver, Colorado area are actually closed for today because authorities are searching for Sol Paez, who is a woman who is said to be obsessed with the perpetrators of Columbine. She purchased a shotgun and a rifle in Colorado, came up from Florida, and is on the hunt there. They're looking for her, and she is said to be armed and dangerous.
Yeah, a developing story that you will see throughout the day today, and those schools are on lockdown until further notice.
That's right. As we move back more locally, we have one last check of our forecast today. Another warm one on tap, right?
Yeah, more warm weather today, 79 and mostly cloudy by dismissal. Storms arrive on the overnight with a threat for severe weather. Please stay tuned to updates through the morning and through the day today, and download that Caller 10 weather app. That will help, get some of those warnings to you overnight.
And stay in tune with social media, too.
Yeah.
Follow Elisa and Beth if you can, and they'll give you the latest warnings as well. Have a great Wednesday.